With just 1 week left in the regular season, conference championships and playoff berths are at stake. Tonight, WestgateCars.com High School Hoops, presented by West Shore Home, brings us to Knightdale and the NAC 6, the conference only unbeaten team, the Heritage Huskies, on the road against the Knightdale Knights. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter with you. Glad you're with us here tonight. And Jay, just one more full week left in the regular season and a championship at stake for Heritage.
Yeah, final stretch here, and Heritage wants to be playing their best basketball of the season. This is going to be an important test here tonight.
All right, let's get to our key players tonight. We'll start for the Heritage Huskies. Lucas Taylor is going to be the latest and greatest player from Heritage onto the ACC.
He's been a superstar for this program. 4-year starter for the Huskies, going to Clemson next year, looking to have an instant impact. But this season, Patrick, what a player he's been, averaging well over 20 points per game. He can score at all three levels. Mid-range, long range, he can get to the rim, and this year he's really showing his leadership ability, empowering his teammates and getting everybody involved.
And meanwhile, for Knightdale, the all-conference sophomore Kasim Odin.
He started last year as a freshman, and this year really taking a big step, expanding his offensive game, and tonight there's going to be a lot of scoring load on his shoulders. He's a really good ball handler. The defense is going to be focused on him, so he's going to have to find a way to create open shots, and also on the defensive end, he's going to be one of many guys asked to slow down Taylor.
All right, these teams met about 3 weeks ago. It was a 5-point win for Heritage. Jay, what about the keys?
So the Huskies want to be dominant on the boards. They have to rebound at a high level, and then getting back in transition defense is going to be so important. Knightdale wants to push the pace. That's going to be an important factor tonight, is getting out on the run, getting easy hoops in transition, and then they want to create havoc on the defensive end and get turnovers fast and furious on that side of the floor and really help out their offense.
All right, the Heritage Huskies trying to take one large step toward claiming the conference against an undergun Knightdale Knight squad tonight. It is high school hoops. It is Heritage and Knightdale. Tip-off next. Knightdale High School, the venue tonight for our WestgateCars.com High School Hoops, presented by West Shore Home. Heritage 9-1 overall, undefeated in the NAC 6 at 7-0. And the Knightdale Knights 2-4 in league play, 3-5 overall, and a narrow loss to Heritage about 3 weeks ago. But a couple of key players will be out tonight for Knightdale. More on that as we get things underway. Heritage, the traveling team, is in the dark jerseys, and we are underway here at Knightdale. Glad to have you a part of our high school hoops package on this Friday night. And a lob immediately to our spotlighted player, Lucas Taylor, drops it in on the baseline alley-oop as we get a look at the starting five, sponsored by Westgate Kia of Wake Forest. WestgateCars.com, we will make you a believer for life. And there are the starting five for Heritage. Taylor on his way to play for Brad Brownwell and the Clemson Tigers. And there's the starting five for Knightdale. And a big loss with no Rodney Ellis tonight for the Knightdale Knights.
Yeah, and he's the leader of their team. And with him being out and multiple other players being out, and this is a different lineup that Heritage is facing than a couple weeks ago in the previous matchup.
And the head coach for the Knights, Anthony Bird, was really wrestling with himself about what starting five to put out there in the white uniforms tonight for Knightdale. Contact tracing issue within the program over the last 24 hours impacting the girls and now the boys team here at Knightdale, forcing Rodney Ellis, who is not here at the arena tonight, and a couple of players who had some close contact with him are also no-goes tonight. So putting together five on the court to at least open the game was something he wanted to reward guys who have been in practice every day over the last week or so.
Yeah, and for those guys that have been practicing, that's the thing. That's kind of the chemistry of guys and also rewarding them for what they've been able to do. And this is the thing with the contact tracing. It wasn't like they knew about this for a week. This happened yesterday. This is all sudden movement that's happening. So it's going to be a tough adjustment tonight for the Knights.
That's Julius Peacock missing off of the baseline for Heritage. And it's a real disappointing evening here for Knightdale with the loss of Ellis and a couple of other players, only because this team has played so many tight games, couldn't quite get over the hump. They come in 3-5, but they really felt like they had the manpower to battle with Heritage at home. It might be a different look as we get an early three from Lucas Taylor, who scored the first five for Heritage.
And he's amazing from the outside. But you talk about this conference in Knightdale. This is a team that's getting better, but this is a loaded conference. So much depth and talent here in the conference. So for them, just unfortunate timing to have all these issues.
A couple of missed shots from distance for the Knights. And a long cross-court pass. And this is Mondon, and he will knock down a three. And the first 8 belong to Heritage. And a quick timeout taken by Anthony Bird and Knightdale.
And Heritage is averaging over 70 points per game. This is the team that they want to fast break, but they can shoot the three-point shot at a high level. And for Knightdale, good timeout right now. Things not going your way, and you need to kind of readjust, settle down your young team, and find a way to slow this ball game down, manufacture some points.
A couple early threes, both brought to you by West Shore Home. West Shore Home, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. An 8-0 lead for Heritage, and already a moment of concern for Anthony Bird. And there's a look at the 38-year-old head coach for Heritage. That's Tilden Brill. And he really likes this squad, and it's rounding into form as we head down the home stretch in the regular season. And they have high aspirations in the month of March.
Yeah, the big goals, and he's got the talent, but it's the chemistry that he really loves, is the way these guys play together.
This is Kasim Oden, the sophomore, and a lot of more focus is going to be on him offensively tonight. And a tough fadeaway missed it, and the rebound batted around and grabbed by Heritage. And they do like to run in transition. A poor pass, though, taken away, and that is off the fingertips of Heritage.
And we talked about the keys for the Knights, creating turnovers, good job jumping in the passing lane, getting the ball back, and now on the offensive end, we talked about Odin, a big load on his shoulders tonight. He's going to have to score the ball, but they also have to hit the glass and get second chance opportunities.
So 2.5 minutes gone by, opening quarter. 8-0 in favor of Heritage. Heritage will have Rollsville, the second place team in the NAC 6, coming up next, and they will close with Wake Forest. Knightdale, meanwhile, 3 more games left, and still off of the scoreboard. There's a takeaway, missing the defensive rebound, and Omar Caraballo, one of the seniors, who's about 11 a game, gets Knightdale on the board.
A nice job there again, just being relentless. Missed shot, getting the ball, scrapping for it. Get your first points of the ball game.
Lob underneath, short little shot in and out, no good from Peacock. And we get a foul going the other way on Heritage. That's Cameron Kennedy, a 6'5" senior for Knightdale. And again, all hands on deck for Knightdale, because not only do they not have the services and scoring of Rodney Ellis tonight, but he's the heartbeat of this team. He's their leader, their defensive captain, does so many things. And Anthony Bird is really concerned about who's going to be the next guy up to quarterback my team on the floor tonight.
Well, and you said that's the perfect term. Who's going to be the quarterback to handle the ball out on the floor, get everybody in the right position, because he handles the ball at a high level, and now that's one less ball handler that you're going to have.
Evan McCray misfires off of the wing. And Heritage, little stop and pop for 3 from Taylor off the back iron, and a challenge for the rebound. The foul will be called on Heritage. And Knightdale just trying to stay within arm's length here early in this contest with an 8-2 deficit staring at them here in this first quarter.
You see the fight down low. A lot of contact. Good job going straight up by Kennedy, getting that board. And Knightdale starting off here in a zone defense, really trying to kind of protect the team, because you don't have the normal depth, and that's going to force Heritage to have some outside looks that are going to be wide open. Knightdale just has to maintain kind of packing in that zone to make sure they continue to get offensive or defensive rebounds at a high level.
Most of the year, Heritage has been a man-to-man team. We're seeing a little 2-3, a little trapping look here from the Heritage Huskies. And it flummoxes Knightdale a bit. Offensive rebound off of the air ball, and that's Cameron Kennedy.
And Kennedy, again, another big board, and you see Knightdale kind of break through, go north and south, get past that initial wave of the zone defense for a mid-range jumper.
This is Justin Mondon snaking in and handling that loose ball on the baseline is Anthony Giordano. Up high it comes for Spivey. And the rebound tipped, and an aggressive board grab by Knightdale's Kennedy. So they've withstood at least the opening game rush by the undefeated Heritage Huskies. That pass did somehow get through past the double team. Count the bucket, and a foul on the inside on Heritage. Micah Sumter, the sophomore. I'm not sure how that pass got through to him through a double team, but it did. And then Sumter knew how to finish. He did the rest. And he'll head to the free throw line when we continue. 6 straight for Knightdale, and they're right back in it in this opening quarter. Knightdale Knights cheerleaders bringing some energy to an otherwise fairly empty gymnasium in this COVID-19 era. 8-6 lead for Heritage, 3:24 left in this opening quarter. And our first U.S. Coast Guard free throw of the night will belong to Micah Sumter, sophomore, who drew a foul and an and one opportunity prior to the timeout. The U.S. Coast Guard, go coastguard.com. So a nice reply here by Knightdale. Surrendered the first 8 points of the game, and now they've scored 7 straight. And it's back to a 1-point contest. And the more confidence that this Knightdale team can get, again, with their leader not even in the building here tonight, will give Anthony Bird a little more hope that his team can pull off the upset against the top team in their league.
And this is a young team. Sumter just went out the ballgame. He's a sophomore. Odin, a sophomore. So good talent base. That sophomore class, the freshman class as well. These guys are going to have an opportunity to continue to grow throughout their career.
I think we're already seeing more zone defense on both sides, and we expected to see all game here in the first 5 minutes. This is a long-range three, drain. Third three of the opening quarter for Heritage, and Taylor's second.
Unlimited range, and the great thing about Taylor's game is you see that, but he can also drive in and break down defenders. But his range, taking it out, that's an NBA-level shot.
Another West Shore home three-pointer made, and there's the reply at the other end, and that is Jason Dickerson knocking that one down, and it's an 11-10 contest. And we get a travel in the corner going on Heritage. Well, it's one of the things that Tilden Brill was talking to us earlier today about Knightdale. Need to run them off the three-point line. They can get hot from the outside. A lot of capable shooters. Even with the absence of Rodney Ellis tonight, there are still plenty of guards who can light them up offensively.
Yeah, their guard play is really the strength. They'll play 3 guards, 2 guys inside, and you've seen it kind of as they've settled down, just the talent they have out on the perimeter.
This is Caraballo. He misses from 3. Rebound grab by Lucas Taylor. Bullet pass up ahead, and a 3 off of the sideline is missed. 1 point lead for Heritage, 11-10. Lake State is opening quarter, deflected pass knocked out by Munn.
And Patrick, we figured this was going to be a tougher task for Knightdale with all these players being out, Ellis being out, but you look at them, they're hanging in there. A couple weeks ago was a close ball game when Heritage won at their place. So right now, the momentum and the confidence squarely on Knightdale's side.
A good fight on the inside by Evan McCray, and the second opportunity gives the first lead of the night to Knightdale. Cameron Kennedy has 4 in the quarter.
And a couple offensive rebounds just on the glass. Heritage is going to have to find a way to box them out and keep them away.
And when we talked to Tilden Brill earlier today, another deep 3 is missed. Good board by Kennedy. He said that's the weakest part of our team, is getting on the glass, especially at the defensive end, and it's shown here the first quarter.
Yeah, and it's really made, Knightdale's made them pay, and they've got to find a way to box out. And I know this is a, quick, smaller team. When that shot goes up, you cannot look at the ball. You got to find your man first, make contact, and then go for the rebound.
12-11 lead for Knightdale. Lake State is opening quarter. A reminder, get free delivery on all of your favorite meals through Wegmans Meals to Go, all for a limited time.
Sumter, after a brief break, coming back into the ballgame, so they've been able to kind of create some talent down in that post position. Even though they've got good guards, they have to have somebody down low to be a threat. And Sumter for that and one opportunity. They need to continue to feed him the ball.
Sim Oden tries to clear out. Between the legs dribble, got him off the ankles. Loose ball, scrambled, grabbed by Sumter, and there is Sumter again in near the rim. Pretty soft hands for the big sophomore, and he has 5 in his first quarter.
That was impressive, and right now the Knights are getting all the loose balls. That was up for grabs. Sumter just kind of got that like a vacuum cleaner, got it out of the air, and powerful to go towards the hoop.
3-point lead for Knightdale after they surrendered the first 8 of the game to Heritage. Taylor gives it up. And we're nearing the final half minute. Taylor off the bounce. Oh, and that is a kind road roll from a guy bound for Clemson, South Carolina next year.
That's a shooter getting the luck roll. And, he's a guy, though, we saw him shoot those NBA range. That was just a normal 3. That was almost like a mid-range jumper for him.
In and out from Oden. And one last crack here for Heritage, trying to reclaim the lead. Taylor already with 11 in the quarter, around and off with a 3, and the first quarter ends, but a nice recovery by the Knightdale Knights. Heritage, the only undefeated remaining in the next 6, off to a 7-0 start, scored the first 8, but it's tied after 1 in Knightdale. WestgateCars.com, high school hoops presented by West Shore Home. Second quarter from Knightdale, 14-14, Huskies and the Knights. Patrick Keenest, Jay Sonhalter with you. And each of these programs have had to deal with a pause or two over the course of this season. Frankly, happened before the seasons really got out of first gear a couple of months ago, but a second little mini outburst is impacting this Knightdale team, but they were able to handle it pretty well through the first 8 minutes, Jay.
Yeah, and for them, these young players coming in the ballgame, getting an opportunity, they've been able to execute. And, Heritage, I think with only one loss, Knightdale undermanned, you're in the ballgame right now. They've got to be happy with their performance so far.
11 of the 16 for Heritage belong to Lucas Taylor. And that one left short by August Badiabo out of the corner. Badiabo just brought up from the JV squad prior to this game because they needed some bodies and able to get out there and play here tonight as they lose 3 due to contact tracing, etc. here in this Knightdale program.
Heritage now switching to a man-to-man defense.
A nice little stop and start on the baseline by Omar Caraballo.
Had the baseline, quick first step. Good shot for 2.
And 2 defenders denied Taylor on that shot, but an offensive rebound. And as a result, a 3-pointer miss. But there for the putback, Taylor got fouled, could not miss from short range. But he will shoot a couple of free throws.
Well, we've seen Taylor kind of live out on the perimeter. That possession kind of got into the paint, snuck in there after that shot was up on the boards. You see no box out. Good job just reading trajectory of that ball and getting contact to go the line.
Foul charged against Sumter as Taylor misses the first of 2. He's at the Anchor Auto Outlet free throw line. Lucas Taylor, his game has really improved according to Tilden Bill in terms of his maturity, his poise, his leadership, and he's the epitome of a gym rat. Coach Brill saying that he beats me to the gym almost every day. He just loves this game so much. You talk about high goals and getting himself prepared for ACC play next year. Part of a really good recruiting class heading to Clemson. Second foul in a matter of a few seconds on Sumter for Knightdale. And Slade will come in for him. 17-16 Heritage.
Well, with Taylor, you look at his shooting range, that's the strength of his game. Also his height. He's going to be a 2 guard at Clemson at 6'6". That's impressive. Numbers for him, and his potential is just so high once he gets to the college level.
He's watch number 1 in the dark jerseys, how hard he's working without the ball. Has that range, the up fake, there's the acceleration, and follows his own miss and banks in another 2. That's 14 points already for Taylor.
You see the fundamentals there. The shot fake, guy closes out on him, then that first step to get by him, you go towards the rim. He misses it, but he follows his shot and finishes.
Now an area where he also has improved is on the defensive end, taking a lot of pride in playing D here for Heritage. We had a foul on the inside. Looks like Jonathan Humphrey called for the foul on Heritage.
See here the contact down low, missed shot, the battle. Just a little push there at the end to get the foul called.
But again, good to see for Knightdale, because if the Knights are going to pull off this upset win, even though they're at home but shorthanded, as you mentioned earlier, all of the grind out possessions, offensive rebounds, loose balls, diving on the floor, they have to win all of those battles here tonight. Hard take by Spivey, his first points of the game.
And one of the goals for them was they knew that Taylor was going to get his, but it was slowing down everybody else, so that's going to be a focus area for the Knights.
Caraballo right at Taylor. Taylor kind of pulled off a little bit, but a wild shot by Caraballo. And Heritage up 5 and trying to regain control on this one. Kick out Taylor. Quickly they oscillated around the perimeter, and from the mid-range, that one is stuck, and the lead now to 7 for Heritage, 23-16.
That's unselfish basketball, making the extra pass, forcing the defense to move, taking a good shot.
So 7 straight by Heritage. Tough shot on the follow-away, missed by Odin. And Taylor zip lines it ahead to a wide open Mondon. And his cross-court pass deflected, but saved by Taylor and Heritage. The step through, and that shot was not going to count anyway.
Well, and just quick observation for Knightdale now. They initially did get back in transition defense, but there was an opportunity where a couple guys weren't running full tilt back. And then here we see the foul as Taylor goes in. But they've got to hustle back in transition defense because the Huskies are going to look to push the ball.
Well, the only loss suffered by Heritage this year came in their second game. There's a 1-point narrow loss against Fuquay Arena. Since then, they have run the table. Meanwhile, for Knightdale, trying to pull off the upset tonight against Heritage, most of their losses have been nail-biters down the stretch. 7-point loss against East Wake, a 1-point loss to Rollsville, lost to Wake Forest by 3, this Heritage team by 5. So they have been in basically every game they played 2-4 inside the NAC 6, but they're much better than that. And Tilden Brill certainly knows it. This is from about 30. Taylor can't connect, and Spivey can't save as he low hurdles over a chair with a Knightdale Knight player hanging out and not giving him any help on the flyby.
See, if that was his bench, you would have had somebody catch you. Go do that on the opponent's side. You know,
I mean, you're
in for themselves.
You're hurdling the chair and also over the shoulder of Micah Sumter. You don't want to miss if that's the case. 4 minutes left in the first half. McCray can't finish. There's another offensive rebound for the Knightdale Knights. And the bucket to Slade. Mondon, beautiful look on the baseline and the hanging layup from Anthony Giordano. And it's back to a 7-point lead for Heritage, 25-18, as we get a media timeout in Knightdale. Heritage looking for its 9th win in a row. On the road, up 7. .339 left first half. Heritage up on Knightdale by 7, 25-18. And a reminder, coming up, stay tuned for the Wegmans to Go High School Hoops halftime report. We'll have first half highlights and a lot more coming up at halftime. Knightdale in the home white, gold numbers, down by 7. A take from the top. Carabello can't finish, and the rebound squirts to Heritage.
The Knights got back in transition defense and then creating the turnover.
Telegraph pass, layup is missed by Carabello. Credit Lucas Taylor for interfering there and not giving away a gimme layup. So those are points that Knightdale has to have to spring this one tonight.
Yeah, you got it. The last 2 possessions, missed opportunities at the rim. You have to find a way to convert that. Look how far the zone defense, because of the respect of the 3-point shot, these defenders are coming well beyond the 3-point line. A lot of driving lanes for the Huskies.
This is Lex Thomas in the neon yellow sneakers. Evan Bennett out to Mondon, off the mark, and Carabello clears the rebound. Knightdale down 7, and really the biggest question mark entering the game without Rodney Ellis is where is the scoring coming from tonight for the Knightdale Knights? They've gotten a lot of decent looks on the inside and have not converted on enough, and a nice finger roll there by Mondon.
And now Heritage kind of starting to get into a groove, stretching this lead out, getting on the run, and Knightdale right now, Sumter out of the ballgame. He's kind of been your post presence. They've got to find a way to manufacture some points, get some momentum as they go into halftime.
This is now the biggest lead of the night for Heritage. Scored the first 8. Knightdale closed the first quarter in a tie. And an off-balance kind of fade-away 3 missed by Carabello. Taylor through two defenders, hits Monin off of the baseline, and yes, Justin Monin has been a nice supplemental scoring threat. 7 in this first half, and a double-digit lead now for Heritage.
That all start with the shot fake and then bring those defenders up. Mondin was wide open. That was a good dish.
And the shots from the perimeter are being challenged, and low percentage here for Knightdale in the second quarter. Taylor, you have to even honor him from 29 feet away, and when the defender closed, he has that speed, has that guile, gets to the rim, and a couple of free throws on the way for Taylor.
Especially when you have a strong closeout, that shot fake, and then you kind of sweep and go by him right there. Taylor getting the angle, and then, you know, it's really 4-on-1 there, and he could have either dished it out or he got the contact. He's just a talented player, so smart though as well, kind of knowing the right move to make and how to get his teammates involved, or also how to kind of draw that contact to get to the line.
He's right back at the Anchor Auto Outlet free throw line. 15 points, half of Heritage's offensive output in this first half for Taylor. Important here for Knightdale to close positively on both the offensive and defensive ends, but they need some buckets. And they don't need that, and there is Taylor with the punctuation.
An area that he's improved so much on, that defensive end just read the eyes and jumped in the passing lane.
That is 17 now for Taylor in this first half. And another errant, wild shot from the mid-range from Knightdale, and Heritage is seizing on this one. Modern in the take, stripped, and a turnover to Knightdale. And McCray had to change hands. Offensive rebound to Knightdale, and that one will flip good for Cameron Kennedy.
Kennedy's been dominant on the boards, getting those second chance opportunities.
A reminder, stay tuned. Wegmans to go. High School Hoops halftime report on the way. 15 seconds from now. 32-20. Heritage up 12 on Knightdale. And the Huskies holding for the final shot. Screen for Monin. Play call for Taylor. And that would have counted had it went. And that's the end of the opening half. And Heritage clamps down defensively on Knightdale in the second quarter, but the man of the night so far is right there. Lucas Taylor, the Clemson Tiger to be. 17 points in the first half, scored from all manners on the court, in transition, from long range, and right here at the rim. Punctuates a 12-point first half lead for Heritage. 32-20 halftime lead. Heritage on top of Knightdale. You're watching the Wegmans to Go High School Hoops halftime report. And now it's time for the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Riddle and Brantley is proud to present the MyRDC High School Hoops Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Heritage High School, the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week is Simone Mahoney. Simone is an NAC 6 basketball all-conference, NAC 6 conference champion, a Heritage High School Athlete of the Month, and carries a 4.54 GPA. Simone is the Student Government Senior Class Communications Officer, a member of the National Honor Society, and is an AP Scholar with distinction. As a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Student of the Year co-candidate, Simone helped raise over $8,000 for those battling blood cancer. From Knightdale High School, the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week is Alila Sanders. Alila is a 2-year varsity volleyball team member, a 3-year varsity basketball team member, 4-year academic all-conference, and carries a 3.8 GPA. Alila is the battalion commander of the Knights JROTC program, a member of Future Farmers of America, and volunteers through Bethany Community Church Bread of Life Ministry.
Riddle and Brantley is proud to be a sponsor of the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations to these All-Stars, and good luck on your eligibility for a $3,000 scholarship at the end of the season.
Riddle and Brantley. Injured in an accident? Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts.
Lucas Taylor has not disappointed in this first half. 17 of Heritage's 32 points belong to the Clemson recruit. 32-20, Heritage up on Knightdale. Well, as we continue with the Wegmans to Go High School Hoops halftime report, let's now go to an interview that Jay did with West Shore Home earlier this week.
We're talking with our High School Hoops presenting sponsor, Paul Janoski of West Shore Home. Paul, how is West Shore Home different from working with other home improvement companies?
Hey, thanks for asking, Jay, and thanks for having us. The home improvement industry is plagued by complaints of cheap work, poor quality, unmet expectations. So we decided to reinvent home remodeling. At West Shore Home, we believe you deserve a better, safer, and easier home improvement project. So we made our process risk-free, easy design process, trusted installation, and convenient financing.
Why do you feel it's important for West Shore Home to support high school sports?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Super important. Here at West Shore Home, our #1 goal is bringing happiness to every home. We're here to support families and children in all of their home improvement projects, as well as their outside activities from the home. That's why for anyone watching this right now, we're going to give you an additional $500 off on our current sale price.
Thank you for your support of high school sports, Paul. Tell the viewers how important this offer really is.
Oh, of course. And again, thanks for having us, Jay. But yeah, this offer is absolutely huge. It's one of the biggest offers we've ever put out there. We believe that homeowners deserve a better, safer, and easier home improvement project, and this will just make it even easier for them. That $500 off all our current sale prices.
Thank you, and it's great to have you as our High School Hoops presenting sponsor. Back to you, Patrick.
30-20 Heritage on top of Knightdale. More of the Wegmans to go High School Hoops halftime report after this. Halftime finds Heritage up 12 on Knightdale, 32-20. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter back inside the gymnasium on the campus of Knightdale High School. Let's get to some first half highlights, Jay. And as expected, #1 Lucas Taylor right out of the gates, hot early.
On fire, looking for his shot. Those are NBA three-pointers. You look at the arc on that shot, you can tell how smooth he is in here. Couple dribbles going in. He did it on all three levels, mid-range and also getting to the rim and really making the extra passes, being unselfish in there. It's the power to follow his shot and get that extra opportunity. I was just so amazed at his talent.
The quick twitch and then some unselfishness with some ball movement. He's had a little bit of help from Justin Mondon. The junior scored 7 in that first half. It was a tie game after a quarter, and then Heritage really kind of turned on the Jets the final 4 minutes to claim this double-digit lead.
Yeah, they did. Mondon got involved and plays with such a good pace, shooting the basketball, and then also just leading the offense. And Knightdale, they did do a nice job on the boards. Many extra chance opportunities. Cameron Kennedy and Sumter down low really controlled the boards. That helped out, especially in that first quarter.
5 different Knightdale Knights scored, but again, they're playing without Rodney Ellis, their senior, who is out tonight, averages about 17 a game, but they have struggled to find the offensive numbers here tonight. 32-20, Heritage leading Knightdale, second half on the way. Third quarter ready to begin from Knightdale, part of the WestgateCars.com High School Hoops presented by West Shore Home. 32-20, Heritage up a dozen on Knightdale. Heritage in the dark uniforms, and they have been commandeered by Lucas Taylor, #1, off of the baseline, and 17 points in that opening half for Taylor. And important here for the Knightdale Knights, these first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter, they need to chip into this deficit to give themselves a chance with a fourth quarter matters.
They need to build that confidence. And you know, again, for them, that first quarter was really impressive, but the outside shooting of Heritage is what stretched out that lead. They've got to close out on the three-point line.
The biggest concern Heritage had defensively is that wing jumper is knocked down by Julius Peacock. was Knightdale is such an adept three-point shooting team, but we saw some off-balance forced three-pointers and only one made three in that first half by Knightdale. That has to make Tilden Brill pretty proud of his defense in that first half.
Yeah, he should be really pleased. I mean, the only area that you look at Heritage, what do you have to do here in the second half? It's rebound better. They got beat on the boards. Everything else, I thought they were very solid.
This is Carabello, a little jab step to fade away. Will not get the kind roll. And Heritage looking to build on the biggest lead of the night. Haven't had many opportunities in transition there. Good play by Peacock, smashing that basketball off of the thigh of Micah Sumter out of bounds. Peacock was really in no man's land going up in the air, had no teammate to pass to, so right off of Sumter.
We saw, Patrick, a lot of zone defense in the first half. The Knights now going over to a man-to-man defense, just trying to switch things up and slow down the offensive attack.
That is undeniable. Lucas Taylor now 19, rejecting the screen, step to his left. And about an 18-footer calmly knocked down. Good elevation, rotation is beautiful on his shots.
He looks so natural shooting the basketball.
Sumter can't connect. Loose ball squirts to Monmouth. As that ball is rolling on the court, a timeout taken by Heritage just before that offensive set imploded. So 5:54 left, third quarter. Here's a look at Tilden Brill, the 38-year-old head coach who has some pretty impressive basketball credentials where he played and for whom he played on his way up.
He played at DeMatha High School. Nationally known Morgan Wooten was his high school coach, and he's a guy, you mentioned legends, John Wooden, Morgan Wooten, Coach K, guys like that everybody knows about. And so many of those lessons he learned, Patrick, he really taken to his coaching style.
And now in his 8th year as the head coach, and even just a few years ago, 2018, he took Heritage to the state title game, played at the Smith Center in Chapel Hill, beaten by Independence 71-60. Taylor was a freshman on that team. Their leader was the senior Jaden Gardner, who has carved out a just immaculate career at East Carolina. In that championship game, despite the 11-point loss, Gardner went for 30 and 13 rebounds. No surprise.
That team was stacked, and you know it's good to see Jaden Gardner's career where it's gone at East Carolina. Just the dominant player he's been in the American Conference, but at Heritage, that was a roster that was loaded with young players and those veteran guys that really reached such amazing heights for the program.
Peacock will head to the free throw line, grabbing the offensive rebound on Monden's dribble drive. And not a lot happening offensively for Knightdale in this third quarter. They have not yet scored as Peacock misses the first two from the U.S. Coast Guard free throw line. U.S. Coast Guard, gocoastguard.com. 1 of 2 for Peacock. His first 3 points in this game, in this quarter.
And Patrick, this is where Knightdale misses Rodney Ellis, your best player, your leader, and on the offensive end, so talented. And with him being out, it's like, who's going to be your go-to guy?
A smashing block shot on the baseline by Peacock, and the loose ball recovered by Heritage. And the lead now pushing close to 20. Defense extended. Giordano gets the hole. The reverse will not go. Rebound deflects right back to him, and the lead now is 19 as Giordano scores his second field goal of the game.
Crashing the offensive glass, second chance opportunities. The Huskies, that was going to be a focus area. We know it coming out of the half. Doing a much better job here in the second.
Well, that make by Carl Roberts. Where he was on that baseline, almost looked like he threw it and shot it over the top corner of the glass.
That was a rainbow shot. Perfect arc over the top. Made it look so easy. It's not behind the backboard.
This is Spivey to the hole. Missed time by Peacock, and the rebound out to Knightdale. Lob to the rim. That's a tough finish, as Slade may have leaped a little bit too soon. And back the other way comes Heritage. Pass knocked right back to Monden, pivoting, fade away in the lane, and that will not go. But your point well taken earlier about missing Rodney Ellis in moments like this. As the game begins to get away, you need somebody out there to calm things down on both ends of the floor, make the right decisions, and I think that's that's really right now, as this game slips a little bit beyond their reach, that's probably where they miss Ellis the most.
Yeah, it's that leadership and directing traffic and just the pace of the ball game, getting everybody on the same page, the communication. When you're missing your leader, then not only are you losing his abilities, but somebody else has to step up. And right now, they're still trying to find, that guy to score, especially on the offensive end.
We want to thank United Rentals for powering tonight's high school hoops basketball game. United Rentals, you're building the future. We're here to help. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter midway through the third quarter. Heritage with a 17-point lead. Mondon leaves that one short. Rebound claimed by Dickerson. Dribble poked away by Mondon, but recovered by Knightdale. Can't have a lot more offensive lapses here for the Knightdale Knights before this game gets away from them. Another dribble deflected away. And they're just making life really tough on the ball handlers for Knightdale, forcing that turnover. Mondon in the bucket, and the lead gets to 19 with 3:31 left in the third. And we will take a timeout. Knightdale on life support. 41-22 Heritage on this Friday night hoops in Knightdale, North Carolina. (41-22) the lead for Heritage over Knightdale. Huskies trying to get to 8-0 in the next 6 with only a couple of games left. Anthony Bird on that sideline as he's hoping to see a little bit more offense here from Knightdale as this third quarter winds down. Scholar Athlete tonight brought to you by Riddle and Brantley. Injured in an accident, call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts. And those have been the type of shots that Knightdale has been settling for. They get a break as Cameron Kennedy grabs the rebound in front of the rim, but they're just not taking the high percentage shots really from the mid-range or from distance.
I don't see the ball movement that they need to have. In Heritage, they're moving the ball around, taking really smart shots. And Knightdale, if it wasn't for Cameron Kennedy on the boards, just continuing to clean things up, they'd really be in a tough spot as far as their score goes right now. He's just been impressive with his hustle.
And now we're getting to look at this man-to-man by Heritage. I mean, they are face guarding just about everybody here, and again forcing tough first chances. And another second crack for Kennedy, who is the first night in the double figures with 10.
There he is again, a no box and a Heritage. You've got to box him out. That's the only guy that's really scoring at this point.
Evan Bennett can't finish on the reversal. It's out of bounds to Knightdale. 43-26.
For Knightdale, though, without Ellis, your best player, and then a couple other guys missing in the ball game, you can see how this is a really talented team because they're hanging in there with Heritage. They're missing key parts, and this is something where they didn't have time to practice. They didn't have time to really set their rotation. This is on the fly. So when they get everybody back, hopefully soon and healthy, and get their full squad, they've got an opportunity because of their talent.
And the ball handler here, Badiabo, he was just called up from the JV squad before today's game. And a mid-range from Matthew Slade for Knightdale cuts it to 15. So there are a lot of unusual parts being used here tonight. Good up fake, the step in, and Mondon knocks down about a 14-footer.
Mondon just plays with such a good pace, and he's a really good ball handler. And then when he's off the ball, with the shot fake, he knows when to pick his spots.
That would have counted. A couple of free throws on the way for Knightdale as Jason Dickerson also just brought up to the varsity squad before the game. Again, not with Ellis, and a couple of other players because of some contact with Ellis in the last 24 hours are also out. DeMonte Vaughn, along with Suni Rice, a junior who is a pretty key member of this defense and the offense, frankly, for Knightdale. As the first GoCoastGuard.com free throw is short from Dickerson. So it's tough. New guys, no practice time, and basically saying, okay, here's who's playing. Let's try and find a little bit of offensive and defensive fluidity and confidence, and that's just not something you can throw 5 guys on the court and hope to do at a high level.
No, they haven't had the rhythm. Now it is an opportunity for these young guys from JV to kind of step up in the spotlight, so it's a learning experience.
This is Humphrey. 45-29, final minute and a half of the third. Badiabo nearly lost it. He'll fire from the top. And again, those are the shots you can get late in a possession, but early, that's Probably just a youthful mistake right there in terms of shot selection leads to that as Mondin scores again.
Yeah, and that mid-range jumper of Mondin, put up shot fakes, three-pointer is a threat. Going into the paint, though, mid-range jumper, it's just so tough to defend him. He's so quick with the ball.
Lead back to 18. And another takeaway on the sideline leads to a 3-on-1 jailbreak, and Mondin scoops it home. Mondin has 15, 8 of those in this quarter, and the lead gets to 20 for the first time tonight.
He's the best defender for Heritage. See him jumping in passing lanes all night long, just reading the eyes.
That's a really nice entry feed to Matthew Slade. Put it toward his right shoulder away from the defender, and one of the easiest buckets of the night for Knightdale. (49-31) Heritage. Has been a very quiet third quarter for Lucas Taylor. Just a couple of points for number one. And he'll come out and set a high ball screen. Final 10 seconds for Mondin and the Huskies. And Mondin has had the hot hand. Does not continue, and then over the top goes Evan Bennett with 1.3 left.
Well, they've really done a nice job of slowing down Taylor, clamping down on him, not giving him those shot opportunities, but it's been Mondin that's really taken up the scoring load here in the third quarter, especially out in transition.
Heritage not over the limit in terms of fouls, so this will be a three-quarter court heave at the horn, and it falls a bit short. The defense was really the story in that third quarter for Heritage. Tough shots for Knightdale, and the Knights turned over as well. And it's Lucas Taylor leading Heritage to a continued unbeaten start in the conference. They're up by 18 after 3. Final quarter from Knightdale. Heritage up by 18 on the Knightdale Knights as we get inside the final 8 minutes. Patrick McKinnis, Jay Sohnhalter on this chilly mid-February Friday night. Heritage gunning for its 10th win of the year. They'll move to 8-0 within the next 6. And a couple of free throws on the way for Omar Caraballo and the Knightdale Knights. But it has not been easy getting open, uncontested looks here tonight for the Knightdale offense.
Yeah, and the defense for Heritage has just been dominant here. Get past Taylor, and though there was contact, you get to the line. Just the height inside. Peacock, 6'8", senior. They've got it out front of the perimeter, down low too. They're a complete ball team as far as their talent, but also just their size.
And one more coming from the Anchor Auto Outlet free throw line for Omar Caraballo. He makes 1 of 2, and there is Sumter for the offensive rebound, but then the big man put it on the deck and lost the handle. Turns it over to Heritage. $19 for Taylor, 15 for Mondin. So that's 34 of their 49 points. This is Humphrey, the kick out, a deep 3 Taylor. And on the dribble drive, reload shot blocked away, but some lower body contact might have been on Peacock again. So Kasim Oden to the free throw line for Knightdale.
Well, and Oden, the star to watch in the pregame, we highlighted the Huskies really clamped down on him. You see, though, the quickness to get down towards the room, and then the contact, again, trying to focus and knock that in for and one, but still sophomore picking his spots, try to get to the line.
And that is Oden's first point of the game. One more from the Anchor Auto Outlet free throw line for Oden. Anthony Bird, head coach for the Knightdale Knights in his 8th year, but he's been on this campus here at Knightdale since the school opened, 17 years. He's been an assistant coach, he's been a girls head coach, and now with the Knightdale Knights on the varsity side as their head coach for 8 years. And I'm not sure how much his players know about his college background, but and for that matter, his high school background. Grew up in Apex. Anthony Bird was inducted into the Apex School Hall of Fame 4 years ago. And off of the baseline there is Lucas Taylor. Everybody knows about him. He now has 21. But Anthony Bird, part of Bobby Kremen's first ever recruiting class at Georgia Tech. Floater in the lane will not go. That's one of the areas where, you wonder how many players at this range, as Peacock got blocked by the rim on a dunk attempt, and then the foul does go. 51-34, but there are a lot of coaches that are very humble about their playing days, their teammates, their backgrounds, and unless you have some curious players on your team who are 30, 40 years younger than you, word may never get out, but word deserves to get out about, especially most of the coaches we come across here on these games. But Anthony Bird at Georgia Tech, he played with John Sally, played with Mark Price, outstanding stars. Took on North Carolina in its heyday in the early 90s.
And one thing that I know about coaches is that are former players is no matter how old you get, you always have that shot. You always have that jump shot. So if any of the players try to challenge Coach, Coach usually is going to win because you never lose that shot. You may lose your quickness, your jumping ability, but you still can always shoot it.
Three-pointer missed out of the corner by Spivey, but a whistle and a foul off of the ball. With 5:48 left, and it looks like this one is going to go on Heritage. Goes on Julius Peacock, number 15, bottom of your screen. Just a little rub, a little nudge in the back of Cameron Kennedy. I've seen worse.
Yeah, and it's hard. He's big, 6'8". You want to get every single board with a little push right in front of the referee. Yeah, and there he got caught.
Heritage by 19. This game was tied at the end of one. 12-point lead for Heritage at halftime. And it has been a fairly one-sided game since. Heritage locked down defensively the first few minutes of that third quarter and just didn't give Knightdale a chance to breathe and get back into this one. We get another scrum, and I believe a tie-up was called. A timeout called as well. 5:21 left, fourth quarter. Heritage up by 19.
And for Heritage, you look at their performance tonight, right now, steadily in control. And Patrick, I look at this team, a lot of talent. You've got experience, great head coach. This is going to be a team that has an opportunity to go deep into playoffs. And, I know you take one game at a time, but you look at the schedule here, and it's already 1 week to go in the regular season after tonight, and you're going to be in playoff mode.
Yeah, and it's going to be a slimmed-down bracket for all the different classes across the state of North Carolina because of COVID-19, but Tilden Brill really believes that he has a shot to go deep as we got to look at a very special guest here at Knightdale Gymnasium supporting the Heritage Huskies.
Yeah, former player on the football field. Aeneas Peebles is here in attendance over at Duke University, so right down the road, defensive tackle. He's a 3-star prospect coming out of Knightdale, and a guy going over to Duke. Great program with David Cutcliffe, and that's a program that's had so much success on the rise. This is a tough year this year, but they seem to go to bowl games every year, and he's on that defensive line, and a young player that's going to continue to get more playing time and have an opportunity to contribute this year.
Yeah, it's been fun over the last couple of decades to watch the birth of this Knightdale High School organization and see just the quick, rapid growth of their athletic programs in a lot of different sports here at Knightdale. 19-point lead. Knights trail. Fade away again on the perimeter. That is booked. That'll be a long 2 for Knightdale's Kasim Oden. That's his first field goal of the game.
Well, as a player, though, going back to Peebles being here, it's so important to have that support of your former friends, and especially somebody that's, starring at the college level to kind of give you that experience, tell you how things are, even though this is a different sport. Just good to see guys coming back, and Peebles, was such a star player here at Knightdale.
Well, that is the best juncture of basketball we've seen all night from Knightdale. A bucket by Oden, a big block on the defensive end coming up here by Knightdale's Cameron Kennedy. And then how about this lead bounce pass slung through traffic by Carl Roberts right on the dot to the breaking Carabao.
Yeah, accurate pass, and I like the hustle of Knightdale, not giving up. You see the fight. You see these young players getting better, getting more comfortable in this ball game. They're going against a Heritage that's 9-1, and these guys are kind of growing before our eyes.
Again, when you start to break down the Huskies, excellent effort right there by Knightdale on that transition. To win a state championship or vie for one, you need that leader. You need that go-to scorer. You need to be able to play defense. And Heritage has all of those components. Probably the one thing they lack is, the effort getting on the glass. That could hurt them. We've seen some second chance opportunities a lot for Knightdale even tonight. But outside of that, many of the pieces are there for Heritage. That one is missed, and then Kennedy goes over the top.
And they have that scoring ability that so many teams, you look at what they have, it's things that teams wish they could have a big-time score, wish they could have three-point shooters, wish they had quickness and good defensive effort. You said it, the one thing is going to be the rebounding. If they face a team that plays bigs down low, they're going to have trouble with that. They're going to have to find a way to kind of manufacture rebounds by their boxing out as a team effort, because that's the only weakness.
Yeah, the other area for this Heritage team, little back cut, beautiful feed, and there is Lucas Taylor for the dunk. First time we've seen that play run all night for Heritage, and they ran it to perfection.
The defense pressure, the backdoor cut wide open. That was a good look, kind of faking the defender up and then going backdoor.
And we get an armbar foul going on a Heritage. That was a wonderful bit of execution by Heritage. 57-38, Huskies up 19, 3:47 left in the fourth. And the perfect feed from Mondin right here to Lucas Taylor, screaming to the finish as the Huskies lead by 19. Inside the final 4 minutes of this fourth quarter, Heritage on its way to an 8-0 mark within the conference. And 2 games remaining next week, Rolesville and Wake Forest. That's all left for the Huskies to run the table here in the next 6. And they're up by 19 on Knightdale, but still being tenacious on the defensive end. Floater forced by Dickerson a little bit short, but credit the defense by Mondin to speed up the Knights again.
Mondin just on both ends of the court, so smart. He's really just like a pest on the defensive side, getting in passing lanes and forcing tough shots.
How about that? Kywan Thomas on the floor for maybe the first moments of the game, switching hands and just sweeping to the hole with the left. Lucas Taylor, number 1, still on the floor for Heritage as we approach the final 3 minutes. We'll see how much longer that Tilden Brill will keep him out there. And we get a reach going on to Heritage and Evan Bennett.
Patrick, a big question for the Knights is going to be when is Ellis going to be able to come back?
Sure.
And the other players who are out with the COVID tracing, and, for them, they're missing such big pieces. And you want to have all your guys and be fully loaded, especially at the end of the season. It's something, though, we just don't know, and this year's been so different for them. Such a terrible time to have these guys go out.
Jaquez Morgan at the Anchor Auto Outlet free throw line. Leaves that one just a little bit short. 3:07 to go, and the lead is 21. We just did see Taylor and Mondin both depart for the Huskies. Taylor out with 23, Mondin done for the night with 15. And a job well done for each of those 2 young men. Taylor had 17 at intermission. And one of the other aspects of this Heritage team, they were hit by a fluke but major injury over the last week and a half involving Evan Ash, who broke his knee. He was just a huge influence, especially on the defensive side for this Heritage team. But just the patella tendon was ripped off of the bone as he was elevating toward the rim in a game. Just a fluke injury that Tilden Brill told us about earlier today. It was tough to listen to as far as the magnitude of the injury. So he's going to be out for several months before the rehab process begins. But he was a key player. But the one thing that the Huskies do have is a little bit more depth than a lot of the high school teams have. He has 7 or 8 very reliable guys he can rotate in. He's extending that bench a little bit deeper here tonight as Thomas scores again.
Well, that's why this is such an important game, because that is going to be really expanding. You're going to get more playing time for some of these young players, and you're going to need everybody as you go through a playoff run.
Lead to 23. Now some youth on the floor here for Heritage. The drive and the shot will not go. And here comes Knightdale quickly up the floor, and that one was rushed by Slade, and he missed it. Inside 2 minutes. 61-38. Humphrey splashes down a 3.
Senior, 6'3" from beyond the arc, and they started off this ball game shooting the 3, and here closing it out, continuing to shoot well from the outside. Second crack on the inside is good, and that's first points for Badiabo.
And we get a timeout just for substitutions here for Tilden Brill. Well, let's get to our Westgate Dodge Ram of Wake Forest play of the game tonight. Brought to you by WestgateCars.com. We will make you a believer for life. And if you're talking to Heritage Husky basketball, you're focusing on Lucas Taylor, number one, off of the turnover, the tomahawk jam, and then the back cut in the baseline in this fourth quarter.
See the elevation to get to the rim. Setting up the defender, doing it outside, the power on the inside. Got a monster ball game.
I mean, you make a feed like Monin did right there, you should get one of the 2 points.
You deserve
I mean, that dunk does not happen without that double bullseye type bounce pass for Monin. They play it to the inside. That one will not go. And we do get a whistle, and that will send Heritage to the free throw line with 1:18 left in the game.
Tilden Brill is going to be very pleased with the film he's going to watch after this ball game. The effort his team has put up, the reserves coming in, continue to keep up the pace. Just a lot of things that you can go back and build on this next week as you close out the regular season.
64-40, a couple of free throws from the Anchor Auto Outlet free throw line. The lead to 25 for Heritage, 65-40. And again, these teams played a couple of weeks ago at full strength where the Knightdale Knights. They lost by 5 as Dickerson makes his second 3 of the game. But again, decimated by COVID-19, some contact tracing. 3 key players are out here tonight for the Knightdale Knights as Lex Thomas knocks down a baseline jumper. And now we're just seeing some guys deep down the benches try to get some shots up and get in the scorebook. And there's another sweet move with the left hand by Kaiwan Thomas.
We talked about Lex Thomas. He's a guy that's going to be playing football here. And usually, it'd be in the fall, but now it's going to be as soon as Heritage's playoff run ends, because it's going to be a spring football season.
Final 30 seconds. That one floats off of there, and the rebound to Humphrey of Heritage. And we'll see if they look for one more last bucket, and they will. 72-43 Heritage. And that ball almost stuck on the rim, almost came to a dead stop. And the final seconds will tick off, and Heritage remains the only unbeaten in the next 6. Lucas Taylor leads the way with 23 points. And it's a final from Knightdale. Heritage 72, Knightdale 45.
Heritage came out from the start, firing from the outside. They stayed hot throughout the ballgame. Their defensive effort was outstanding. And Knightdale, this was going to be a tough task tonight. Undermanned, I thought they showed really good effort, Patrick.
2 more wins away from running the table in the next 6. The Huskies in the league get to 8-0. The trophy presentation from Knightdale coming up. WestgateCars.com high school hoops presented by West Shore Home. It is a final, and the Heritage Huskies get to 10-1, 8-0 in the next 6 with a 72-45 win over Knightdale. Our Jay Sohnhalter is down on the court with the trophy presentation to Tilden Brill and the Heritage Huskies. And a modest celebration for Heritage. They have their eyes set on something far larger than that over the next few weeks. But congratulations to Tilden Brill and the Heritage Huskies. 72-45 the win for the Huskies. Lucas Taylor with 23. Justin Monman with 15 as the Huskies get to 10-1. All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Westgate Kia and Westgate Dodge Ram of Wake Forest to make all these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our high school hoops on MyRDC 28. Those are West Shore Home, Wegmans To Go, U.S. Coast Guard, Anchor Auto Outlet, and Riddle and Brantley. And we'd also like to thank tonight's participating high schools and all their administrators for their continued support. Heritage High School and right here at Knightdale. Join us next week on MyRDC when the South Garner Titans take on the Apex Friendship Patriots. So for Jay Sohnhalter and our entire crew, Patrick Keene is saying so long from Knightdale, where Heritage beats the Knights 72-45. Have a great weekend. Good night from Knightdale.